Good morning, and welcome back to Season 3 of Live at the Legislature. To our Neighbor Island viewers with us for the first time, I'm Ka'el Kealoha Lindsay, your host for the Legislative Minority. Our guest today is Representative Gene Ward. He serves as the House Minority Leader and represents District 17, which encompasses Hawaii Kai and Kalama Valley. Rep. Ward, welcome. Good morning.
But I work for all the people of Hawaii, especially you Neighbor Island people. First time, welcome. I hope you're going to enjoy the program.
So, Rep. Ward, this is your, I think, 20th session.
Has it been that many?
Evidently. How does this one feel different than the other ones that you've been in?
Interesting question you ask, because there's always a spirit of the times. Like there's a Hawaiian sense of place, there's a spirit of the times. The residuals of 2019, I think, are still clouds, and not ghosts necessarily, but look, we're at an all-time low in terms of public approval. The people have a 27% approval rating of what we do here at the legislature. That's 1 out of 4 people say, hey, you guys are doing a good job. I mean, and there's reason for cynicism. I mean, not just because of the Korean missile difficulty that Colin Moore of the UH says, you know, from there people lost confidence in the ability of government to solve problems. But then came the Kealoha trial, OHA's audit, the rail got letters of inquiry. There's a lot of, people are getting mugged on the streets. There's a crisis in crime in our neighborhood. People are not sure that what we say we can do, i.e., instead of over-promising, we should over-deliver. And oftentimes we've over-delivered on these first sessions like today, and then under-promised, under-delivered at the end of the session. So people are going to watch us. They're going to hold our feet to the fire. I know social media is probably flaming a bit of this, but it's where, you know, a lot of the laws we have in the book we're not even enforcing. So there's a bit of a cynicism, and I take that as part of our job to be held accountable. But when only 1 in 4 people think we're doing a good job, I think we better deliver this session. So fighting for the people of Hawaii is very important to improve their lives. There's a lot of people hurting out there, and we've got to improve their lives.
So how do you and the minority plan to address that lack of public confidence in government leaders? For
example, one of the things we've got to do is to improve the health of the people of Hawaii. We've got the poisonous clouds coming out of cars and schools, and we've got to get a handle on this vaping situation. There's really a difficulty in terms of the health of our young people. As an ex-smoker, I thought, hey, a great idea. We can get off of cigarettes, whether it's Marlboro or otherwise. And I learned in the process of what we do as we investigate bills that the FDA does not have vaping as a smoking cessation device. What we're doing is basically just hooking our kids on nicotine. Another issue is we've got to improve the safety of the people of Hawaii. People are not secure to walk around in their neighborhoods like, hey, since when is Hawaii not able to people to walk freely, or to drive their cars, or to have their house burgled with impunity? And these guys are organized. They've got getaway cars, they've got reconnaissance people who are scanning things out, and that's very dangerous. And let me add one other thing and how we're different from all the things that you guys heard earlier. Some of the issues about, well, we want to do a little bit more about this. We want to get the roads fixed. We want, you know, which is important. All those things about climate change are important. But until we grow our economy, people in the state are going to be leaving the state, not just because they can get a tax credit. They're going to be leaving the state because the needs of the people don't fit the size of the economy. To keep cutting the pie into different pieces and say, okay, we're going to take care of you, that doesn't work. You got to grow the pie. We got to grow the economy. And nobody, generally speaking, in this building, except for a few guys in the Senate, really think about growing the economy. And that's one thing I'd like to see us concentrate on, getting the pie bigger. Let us become, for example, the Hollywood of the Pacific. We got $1 billion industry. We're underperforming. We're not even pushing the envelope on that. I maybe went a little bit longer than you wanted on that, but there's a lot of things. And wait, there's another variable I want to mention in 2019. 2019, of which we're going to hear on opening day, is a residual of the awakening of the Hawaiian community. The Hawaiian community is awakening, and we're going to be hearing the drum beats, but I think it's going to be hearing the heartbeats more of 125 years of crying out of a nation that was neglected and forgotten. So it's going to be a different spirit. And it's going to be a session I think people want us to deliver. And it is an election year, so everybody's got to be on their best. And I'm not sure that all this issue, this talk about recreational marijuana, I think that's foolishness. The last thing we need is more malware in our computers. And basically, marijuana to our youth is malware to their brains. And that's not going to make us a better society. So I hope that that talk that was earlier by the majority doesn't actually turn into anything. That's my personal opinion. I think the opinion of a few other people.
I wanted to touch on crime because I think that's something that I think a lot of folks in their neighborhoods are worried about. Like you said, it's not the same Hawaii where you can, leave your house unlocked or leave your car unlocked. And you had a town hall about this in your district. So what were some of the outcomes of that, and how does the minority plan to address crime going
First,
into 2020?
I'm going to thank HPD for bringing 9 officers, those assigned on the district and on their own dime, came and talked to the people of Hawaii. We had a standing room only. People are very, very concerned. Those of you on nextdoor.com, keep staying tuned to what's going on so you're aware of what's happening. Forewarned is forearmed. But basically, what is going on is a number of things that the government is responsible and some of the things that people are responsible. First, the government is 312 police officers short. How are you going to have a problem solved on crime if you don't have the officers to go out and patrol the community? There's got to be more incentives to recruit and to train and to beef up, if you will, our community policing. The second thing is, and this is no fault of the public, but I think this is something that will give them a better understanding. The police said half of the burglar events in their homes was when the doors were open. The old Hawaii has gone away. We can't leave our doors open anymore. Half of the cars that were stolen were with the keys in the car. We can't do that anymore, guys. It's a new Hawaii. It's people out there who are preying on us and unfairly thinking that we're stupid, and we're not. But that's one of the things we got to do. We got to get the counties to get those police out there to help the people. Because if we're not protecting the safety and welfare of the people, what do we do? Why are we even in this building?
20 seconds. How do we address cost of living?
Cost of living. We got to grow the economy. We got to make the pie bigger instead of cutting up into places. We got to become the Hollywood of the Pacific, the space center of the Pacific, the sports center of the Pacific. We have got an untold amount of potential that we have not tapped yet. But we got to think like, we got to make business more friendly. We got to get taxes and regulations to be nominal, and we've got to be able to think entrepreneurially, not just bureaucratically.
Representative Ward, thank you for joining us again on the Season 3 debut. And to the viewers at home, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.
What are you doing? We have to go. I'm gonna be late for work.
It's Tuesday morning. I gotta record live at the legislature on Alelo. Senate and House leadership discussing what's happening at the state capitol.
So just watch it on the news tonight. Come on, let's go.
Hey, this is like getting the news before it's news. If only I could get this remote to work.
There. Can we go now?
No DVR? No problem. Watch Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. on Channel 49.